Good afternoon. Welcome to another edition of the 411 Talk Zone radio show, Red Pill Edition. My name is Leon Jones. During this segment, I'm going to talk about dating sites again. And it is very imperative that if you're meeting individuals on dating sites, you need to watch out for the people you are meeting. In fact, I've always advised that you text and you talk to them on the telephone to get an idea of their behavior patterns. Now, this incident took place in Bridgeport. I believe it's Bridgeport, Connecticut, on a dating site called Bumble. I've never heard of Bumble. I've heard people talk about Bumble. And I'm just going to title this video, Swirling Goes Wrong on a Dating Site. Swirling goes wrong on a dating site. Now, I'm just going to say this. Whoever you date, whether it's interracially or intraracially, dating sites can be dangerous. But here on YouTube, I know you hear a lot about swirling. You have a number of sisters, they believe that if you go to another race, it's going to be better. Now, Black men date interracially too. Here's the difference. Black men will date interracially for happiness, whereas Black women will date interracially for spite to show the Black man that they have options. But in the long run, what's happening, they're getting the bottom of the barrel. If you don't believe me, there are a number of videos from people like, shout out to Jada Black, shout out to Red Supreme, Minister Jap. They will give you the information. Now, some of the information is harsh, but it's true. Now, this is from an article. Bridgeport woman found dead in apartment after meeting older white man on Bumble. And this article took place today on Christmas Eve, December 24th of 2021. Now, the man reportedly contacted police about a victim's death, but was not detained for questioning. A Bridgeport, Connecticut family has been left devastated and in desperate need of answers after their 23-year-old relative was found dead inside her apartment. Again, if you meet individuals on dating sites, and I say this in my rules, you never bring them to your place right then and there. You always meet in a public place, or you never go over to their place, because chances are you will be found dead. Now, the name of the woman who perished was Lauren Smith Fields. Let me move on. Lauren Smith Fields was found unresponsive in her Bridgeport apartment on December 12th after she met an older white man on the dating app Bumble. The man, who has not been named, reportedly contacted police about Smith Fields' death, and he was not detained for questioning, Westchester News 12 reports. Now, Lakeem Jatter, put my glasses on, Lakeem Jeter, the brother of the victim, told the outlet that an arrest wasn't made because officers said the man was nice and didn't need to be investigated. Smithfield's father said the family has to deal with a very insensitive, condescending, and arrogant detective. Now, Smithfield's mother reportedly wrote a letter to the Bridgeport Police Department about her daughter's case, but they never responded. So Councilwoman Maria Pereira says police owe the victim's mother an apology. Now, she sent a well-written email, and it was lengthy, it was extensive, and it was very detailed. And it said, I was shocked when she told me just yesterday she had not even received a response, said Pereira. Now, the city's medical examiner has not yet revealed the cause of Smithfield's death. Okay, although the death hasn't been confirmed, it's still dangerous if you are meeting people on dating sites, particularly like Tinder, Bumble. You don't know who you're meeting. You have a lot of crazies out here, especially during the holidays. A lot of these individuals have been heartbroken. They're depressed. They're alcoholics. A number of them have had family issues, relationship issues. You see, on these dating sites, I can tell you this, a number of individuals can write lengthy profiles about themselves, but I'm going to tell you something. When it comes to these dating sites, particularly like Bumble, which I've never heard of Bumble, I've heard of Tinder, but I believe they're the same type of sites. A lot of guys on these dating sites, they're just looking to smash and dash. If you don't believe me, look how many guys have paid their money for dates thinking that they're going to get some sex, and they didn't. And what happens? The individual may end up dead or injured in some form. Because as a man, we don't want women wasting our time. But as a guy, too, you have to be careful. Because you could meet some woman on a dating site, she could rob you. Now, she might not do the work, but she'll have a whole gang of goons to do the work for her. Now, I'm not saying don't date, but if you want to end up digging daisies like this woman, go right ahead. She thought that she was going to meet somebody better of another race. But again, she met the bottom of the barrel. Now, moving on. The family has reportedly paid for independent examination due to the Bridgeport Police Department's poor handling of the case. Without a doubt. The family says, we know that our daughter was not a drug user, and I had a second autopsy myself, paid out of pocket because we felt uncomfortable with the way it was handled. And this is what Smithfield's father, Everett Smith, said. So my opinion of this is, okay, I know the child was grown, 23 years old. I understand that. But why did the father and the mother not tell her about what's going on out here? You have a number of individuals out here who are early adolescents. Some of them are still living at home, but they need to be coached. And too many of them are stuck on social media. A lot of individuals who are teasing men on these Instagram and these other apps out here with sex. They're teasing men with sex. You have a number of desperate men out here. Now, regardless of the guy being white, I've always said, never bring anybody to your home. This is what happens. Now, some reactions, as I move on social media, have noted that white privilege is the reason why the police so far don't consider this mysterious white male a suspect. One Instagram user wrote, the old white man does not want his family to know he was doing whatever with a young black woman. He called somebody he knew on the force and said they are covering it up. Another user commented, Ted Bundy got away with his crimes for so long because he was a charming and you know what privilege. Was it white privilege? I'm not going to say it's white privilege. Maybe all the data isn't out yet. I don't know what happened during the date. What was said? Was there a proposition? See, everybody gets in their feelings, but we don't know the facts. We don't know the facts because individuals always jump the gun. And with Black people today, they love to throw race into everything. I could say right now, this woman was swirling, but she could have gone out with a Black man and the same thing could have happened. Again, when it comes to these guys out here, they are looking to smash and dash. Now, it doesn't say in this article whether she had children or not, but regardless if she did or she didn't, she just became a fatality of a dating site. Now, the parents cannot sue the dating site because I know there are disclaimers with dating sites or dating apps that nothing is guaranteed. Let me move on. Another user commented, again, correction, a third noted, we watched the world search for that white girl and her killer, but yet nothing has been done for this young lady. Okay, that being said, today is the 24th. The actual incident took place on the 12th. Got to stop throwing race in it. Now, if you look at the crimes that take place in some of these bigger cities, let's take Chicago, for instance, Black on Black crime. 80% of the crimes go unsolved. This is just one. Give it time. Now, of course, as a parent, you want to look out for your children. You worry about what your children are doing, whether they're with you or not. That is nature, human nature. However, this woman, 23 years old, she knows right from wrong. I'm pretty sure that her parents taught her about the birds and the bees. They do the wrong thing in the trees. Now, again, an investigation into the Smithfield's death is reportedly ongoing. Now, Smithfield's family said that she was a track star at Stanford High School and was taking cosmetology courses at Norwalk Community College. Now, according to the reports, she also ran a side business to help pay for school. What was that side business? We don't know that either. Was she stripping? We don't know. Because you have a number of women who have actually used TikTok, OnlyFans as a sex business to make extra money, regardless. There's a dead woman who went out with a crazy man from a dating site. She thought things were going to be different. You have to understand that men have an agenda to conquer. That's why they use dating sites. Now, the Bridgeport Police Department takes these concerns very seriously. The command staff of the Detective Bureau is reviewing the handling of the case to ensure that the best practices were and are being followed. It is imperative to note that the death of Lauren Smithfield remains an ongoing investigation. Our department extends its deepest condolences to the family of Lauren. Now, again, when it comes to dating sites, and I will say this, my suggestion is, number one, when you look at a profile online, make sure there's a picture. Actually, make sure there are multiple pictures. Now, what I'm giving you is not a guarantee that a fatality won't happen. But here's what I will tell you. Never give them your address. Meet in a public place. If you're a woman, make sure you have a friend or family member that has the number or the address of where you're going. And I say that because if something happens, you have people that can help you. Same with men. Get the tag number. Now, if you decide to go to a hotel, it's public. Make sure somebody knows. Now, again, some people are going to look at this incident as swirling, and it could be. But I'm looking at the bigger picture. There's a 23-year-old woman who was found dead. But what's very suspicious to me is the man that's with her, according to the article. Why did he call the police? See, another question is, when this woman met an older white man on the internet, did this white man have a son? Did he have another partner? So these are the holes that need to be filled here. There's a lot of space. Because I can tell you this, I went to Temple University in Philadelphia. There were a number of white guys there who had fetishes for Black women. And this was back in the college days. And some of them would tell me what they wanted to do to a sister. And for a number of you sisters out there, you're swirling and you think you can get better than a Black man, be my guest. But a number of these white guys, they don't want you. They want to fuck you. They want to nut in you. And they want to leave you for dead. In other words, you're a sperm receptacle / human toilet. Going to be harsh about this. But when you believe that you're getting something better from another race, you're not. You're getting the bottom of the barrel. In fact, you're getting the retreads that the white girls don't want. Older white men. Because I've seen it here in Lafayette, Indiana. A number of African-American women going out with dusty white guys. That's fine. I don't care who you date. Because you have a number of African-American women who are going out with dusty white men. Dusty Black men. You have a number of Black men going out with dusty white girls. Regardless. Dating sites have had a number of fatalities on them. Remember Craigslist? Happened up in Boston, Massachusetts, 15 years ago. But I want to send a message out to some of you ladies out there who are posting your pictures on these sites. And some of you are posting provocative pictures. You have a number of men out here who are incels. They're misogynists. They're very bitter. And they feel empowered once they put you down or put their hands on you, especially after you reject them. Now, could it be that these two went out on a date and the man was expecting something and he didn't get it and he paid his money? I know there was one video I watched where a man took a woman out, paid $17 for the date, took her to court and got his $17 back. You see what's going on during this day and age is you have a number of guys out there who are no longer playing the game of the friend zone. They're not going to be used on dates. This is why I say dating is a waste of time. She likes you or she doesn't. Certainly you should vet one another if you want to be serious in a relationship. When it comes to apps, there's a difference between an app and a dating site. Dating site is on a computer. An app, you just click on a username and the password from your phone, and you can swipe left and you can swipe right. She could have met this man on a dating app, but had somebody else in mind. You don't know what goes on in people's minds. But what I do know is it's another woman found dead from a dating site, a Black woman. And now the race card is coming out because what's being told is if it was a white woman, there would be more effort. Well, it just depends on when the ordeal happened. Because I'm going to go back to reviewing something again. During these black on black crimes, many of them go unsolved as well. So before we start putting race into the mix, let's gather some information. And because this person is deceased, going to have to basically piece everything together. And there's going to have to be some proving by the system that the man killed this woman. You have to prove that based on a reasonable doubt. Now, where am I going with all this? I'm going to tie it back into psychology again. What was the psychology of the man and what was the psychology of the woman? December 12th, and I always say between Thanksgiving and New Year's, there's a lot of depression that takes place. Was this man a manic depressive? Was this woman a narcissist? Was she desperate? We don't know. Did this man hate women? Did this woman have an affliction for Caucasian men because she thought Black men weren't any good? We don't know. What were they both looking for? When it comes to dating sites, you may see something on paper, but at the end, signals get crossed. But at the end of the day, there was a person found dead, and we're still looking for answers. So at the end of the day, be careful of who you're dealing with on these dating sites and dating apps, because they can be dangerous. Excuse me. Because when it comes to a matter of life and death, you want to make sure you're able to go home after the date. So whether you're a man or whether you're a woman, be careful with who you interact with. Because if you are looking for sex, it's not worth it to go through a bunch of hoops. If you're looking for a free meal, it's not worth it to go through a bunch of hoops. But in the end, I'm just going to say this. If you're on dating apps, be honest with what you are looking for. And that's my commentary for this edition of the 401 Talk Zone radio show right here on YouTube. If you like what I just presented, please comment, share, and subscribe. Also, if you're looking for some educational material, you check out my Mind of STEM channel. On that channel, I give you a daily dose of science, technology, engineering, and math. And here are some of the subjects that I discuss. I talk about etymology, complex numbers, engineering technology, and civil engineering. Now, if you cannot find me on YouTube, you can always find me on Twitter, Parler, and MeWe for my content from the 401 Talk Zone radio show. And for my STEM channel, you can find me on Twitter and LinkedIn. I do that because most of the content that I do is news-oriented, political, and social content. So MeWe, Parler, and Twitter are accepting to that. And of course, professional content always goes to Twitter. Now, I also have a blog talk radio show, 215-383-5785. I want to get that back up at the first of the year. I'm going to try to combine it with StreamYards. So I'm working on getting better equipment so I can improve the channel. Because at the end of the day, I'm going to leave you with this. Be blessed for what you have. Don't worry about what you don't have. Always know that the sun rises in the east and sets in the west. And for all of you who take offense to my harsh critical analysis, if it doesn't apply, let it fly. But if the shoe fits, wear it. If you don't like the shoe, change it. And once again, it's my commentary for this edition of 401 Talk Zone radio show. Thank you for listening. Till next time, my name is Leon Jones. I want you all to have a wonderful and gracious afternoon. God bless you. I'm out.